All right. What's up, everybody? What is going on? What is going on? Welcome back to another walkthrough. This is going to be a Hack the Box walkthrough here, and it's going to be on the Legacy machine. All right, Legacy machine, it is a Windows operating system. I wanted to do a video walkthrough of what we just, of the write-up I just wrote, just to give people a visual representation of what's actually going on, right? Some of us learn differently. I prefer to read a write-up before I watch a video. Some people prefer to watch videos instead of reading write-ups. So there's a write-up out there. I'll post it in the link or post it in the descriptions to this video, and we'll have a video walkthrough. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I've already done the box. Okay, this isn't brand new to me. So the Nmap scans and all the enumeration, we're gonna pretty much fast track through it, but I will do my best to explain what is going on. So first things first, obviously you want to do your Nmap scans. So actually let me go over here so we can take a look at these Nmap scans that we've done. So you will see, let's look at the version scan. You'll see that there are 2 ports open. There's technically, well, I found 3 ports. There may be more, but here are the 2 that you find running over TCP. There's another one, which is 137 running over UDP. Okay, but I didn't really use the UDP port too much. Actually, I didn't use it at all. Okay, these are the 2 ports that we'll need for this exploit. Really only one. But you always want to start out with the Nmap scans, right? Nmap scans are going to show us potentially open doors. They're going to show us different versions of the services that we could exploit. It just helps with the enumeration. Okay, so I think that was the first thing we did. I think that was the only thing. Yeah, because there was no web services on this box. So we ran the Nmap scan. And what you can see here from the Nmap scan are some SMB ports, right? SMB ports, you kind of get an idea of what type of operating system we're running. To get a better idea of what type of operating system we're running, you could just run an Nmap scan to do an operating system to scan the OS, and this is it right here. You can see that it's hitting on Windows XP, right, all the service packs, Service Pack 3, 4, some Windows 2003. Doesn't really know, but it's pointing to a lot of different OSs here. But since this one was going off of Windows XP, I just took it as maybe it's an XP, SP3, SP2, SP1, one of the service packs, right? But I really didn't know just yet. Right? I didn't know exactly which operating system this was. It didn't really make or break the exploitation here, but it just helped me pick an option for one of the exploits that we're going to see later. Now, what I did before starting to Google and starting to search for different exploitations, I started playing around with these ports. I started probing them, right? And so essentially I was using Netcat to see what we could connect to. All right, this right here is the IP for the box. We have 445, so we're going to see if 445 is open or if we can connect to it. 445 is open, obviously. Then we'll do a 139. 139 is open. Cool. You know what's funny? When I did this the first time, 445 was not open. So that's pretty interesting. When I wrote the write-up, 445 was not open, but it's open now. Maybe I was having some connection issues. Okay, so we can see these ports are open. Okay, those are some of the things that I did before looking for exploits. So let's just jump right into the exploits. So let me open up this Nmap scan one more time. Now, how I found the exploits that I was going to use was by taking this service and just throwing it into Google. Okay, if you just copy that, which I just did with some hotkeys. I already have one open. I actually have it here. So these are two exploits that we found. Okay, I spent all day trying to get this one to work. And the time that I spent on this, the frustration that I went through made me forget about this second exploit here. Okay, the reason I went to do this first was because this is an eternal blue exploit. Right, I'm more familiar with this based off experience, based off of my time as a vulnerability analyst, as a SOC analyst, and just different issues that I've had to deal with in the past regarding Eternal Blue. So I went for this one first, but I couldn't get it to work. If anybody out there got this to work, I would love to learn how you did that. Please leave a comment in the leave a remark or how you did it. Post the link, the repo that you use inside of the comment section, because I'm really interested in how you got this to work if you were able to do that. All right, the reason I wasn't able to get this to work was because of some issues, some version issues that I had with Impacket, okay, which is another tool. But I spent so much time trying to get that, it really gave me a lot of headaches. So once I realized that, once I remembered that there was another exploit to run, I came over to this one. Okay, MS-17, this abuses a vulnerability in SMB version 1. MS-0867, this abuses a vulnerability in the Net API DLLs. Okay, so if you wanted to go in here and read more about this, you could. Some good details, right? The module exploits the parsing flaw, right, in Net API 32.dll through the server service. If we just look for exploits regarding this, we could do MS-08-067 exploit. You'll find a bunch of, let's put git repo. Okay, you'll find a bunch of different gits and some other walkthroughs and write-ups about this. But this right here was the one that I used. It was an almost working exploit. Kudos to Andy for making this. This is pretty dope. There are a lot of different exploits out there. Some of them are very similar, but the way he structured this with the instructions on how to get it to work and how to use it, kudos to you, Andy. Thank you a lot. So if you just come over here, this is also in the write-up that I wrote. If you come over here, download this exploit as is and try to use it, it won't work if you are using Python 3 like I am. Okay, because this is written in earlier versions of Python. Okay, if we go to the script over here, you can see that this is not compatible with Python 3. Right? With Python 3, you have to throw these inside of quotations. Okay, you have to throw these inside of quotations. I mean, not inside of quotations, inside of parentheses. All of your print statements, right? This, you need parentheses around this, you need parentheses around this, you need it around all the print statements. You can delete it if you want to. All the print statements, I wouldn't delete it just so you have a good understanding of what's going on. Whoops, let me move this over here. You probably can't see that. All right, so these print statements, you can delete them if you want to, but I wouldn't do that because they're giving you some instructions on how to use the exploit. So just fix it by putting them inside of parentheses, which I'll show you in a few. That's one thing you have to do to fix this exploit. You have to throw all of these print statements inside of parentheses. Another thing you have to do is remove this comma in this underscore line. Okay. And the last thing, obviously, you have to switch out this shellcode with a shellcode of your own. And Andy leaves you instructions on how to do that, right? These are the instructions here. You can use either of these. The one I used was this in the middle. Okay, you're just generating a reverse shell. You point it to your local host, you pick a port. There's the exit function thread. He already has the bad the bad um the bad characters that you want to eliminate from the shell code, right? Printed out in C, x86 architecture. The platform that we're targeting is a Windows operating system. All right, so that's how you would generate the shell code. Once you generate it, you go ahead and copy and paste or switch it out with this. So let's go ahead and look at that for a second. I already have it done here. So let me go back to my scripts directory. Skip origin master. Okay, cd python exploits. So this is it. So as you can see here, first things first, I removed that comma and the underscore line from this. And then you can see all my print statements are enclosed with parentheses, right? All of them. This is what we meant by enclosing them in parentheses. Because if you don't, you're going to get some errors. Here's the shellcode that I'm using. And all I did to get this shellcode was by copying this, and we can do it together actually. Or actually, let me just copy it from here. So we'll go like this. We'll copy this. And then we will paste it here. Just switch out the L host. You could pick a port. You could use the same port or use something else. 10.10.14 is my IP. And then all you have to do from here is run it. Okay. And I gotta fix these errors on this box that I'm using. So ignore this right here. Here's the shellcode. You're simply gonna copy this and paste it into the script. Okay. You're gonna switch this out. Right. Make sure when you copy it, when you copy this, you do not add that semicolon. You just need to add the quotation to quotation from here to here. Okay, just like it is written out here. And once you do that, right, you should have a working payload once that is done. Just don't forget to put these inside of quotations. Inside of parentheses, and don't forget to remove this special character or these characters right here, the comma and the underscore. And you should be good. So to run the exploit, what you're gonna have to use are the instructions at the bottom. Okay, you have to pick one of these, and the one you will pick is based on the operating system of our target. Okay, the one we used was this, right? The reason I used this right here is because I wasn't sure if the system was in SP1, SP2, or SP3, so I just went with the higher version. Okay, if this didn't work for me, I would have just tried the rest of them, okay, which I actually did, and none of them worked. Okay, and another thing we have to be careful or be mindful of is that this port may or may not work for you. Right? If this port doesn't work, we would just switch it to the other port that we found that was open. Okay, that was another issue that I ran into. I had just used this instruction as is, and it wasn't working. It wasn't connecting. Okay, because before this, before I even finished the write-up, 445 was not opening for me. Right? You saw when we did the netcat connection, it was open magically. But when I first did it, it wasn't open. All right, so let's go ahead and run this. Okay, make sure we covered everything. We have a working exploit, right? We switched out the parentheses. Well, we enclosed the print statements with parentheses. We remove the underline and the comma from that except, that except function. And I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. So now we can try to run this. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a port or a listener here. I have mine set to 444. And just in case you're wondering what do I mean by that? When I did my MSF Venom payload, my local port was set to 444. I didn't use 443. Okay. You can use 443 if you want to. Now, this is how I ran the exploit, right? I have sudo python 3. Here's the exploit, right? It's this same script here. I use 6, the number 6, to tell the exploit that our target is Windows XP service pack number 3. And then I switch my port to 139, right? If you want to be able to do this, don't forget, and I forgot to tell you, don't forget to clone this file down or clone this repo, right? Copy this. Okay, this is on the home page of Andy's repo for this exploit. You copy this. I already did it. I'm not going to do it again. And you would just do git clone, boom. And then you'll have a directory called ms08 067. You go into that directory and you'll have your Python script there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. And we'll give it a few. I don't think it'll work right now. I'm probably going to have to run it again. Oh, there it is. Okay. And we have a connection. All right, we have a backdoor established or remote connection established. All we need to do is go back to the documents and settings directory. All right. And you will see the users here, right? John is a user. That's where you'll find the user flag. And the administrator is another user. That's where you'll find the root flag. So here's the user flag under John's desktop. And here is the root flag under the admin's desktop. So that's it for this. This was not a difficult lab, okay? It wasn't difficult, but it was challenging depending on your experience with Python, how much you knew about it. Obviously, the changes that we made in Python weren't super difficult. You're just enclosing the print statements. What also made this a little bit challenging for me was the fact that I got so caught up on the Eternal Blue exploit, right? I was so excited to be able to use it, to try to use it again. I've used it in the past for proof of concepts for different employers. And I was just so excited to use that. My mind was just locked in on Eternal Blue, Eternal Blue, Eternal Blue, that it made me forget that there was another exploit that I could try. And I got to get out of the habit of falling into those rabbit holes and staying there. Okay, this is just my opinion. It's challenging not to fall into rabbit holes, but if you fall into it, you have to eventually work your way out of it. Don't stay there, which I did, which made this a little bit more challenging for me because I stayed in that rabbit hole instead of realizing, hey, this isn't working. Let's go and try something else. There is a vulnerability on this box. Okay, it's there. We need to find the exploit that's going to work for it. The one that I'm working on now, Eternal Blue, which is MS17010, was not working. Okay, if it's not working, let's go and try something else. If that doesn't work, then I need to do my enumeration all over again to see if there are other holes, other potential vulnerabilities, weak services that I could try to exploit. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Please, if you all got the Eternal Blue exploit to work, please make a comment on how you did that in the comment section. Like, I really, really, really want to know how, if anybody got that to work. I didn't really find like write-ups would that use that exploit, at least for this box. Okay, hopefully you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Drop a comment on other boxes that you may want me to do. I'm going to do more of these in the future just to help reinforce some things that I'm learning and to help teach you all some new different techniques. I will see you all next time. Have fun, stay safe, and don't forget to give your loved ones a kiss. Let them know that you love them, all right? Life is short. Cherish it, cherish them, and have fun, y'all. Take care.